What changes will shake up the labor market this year? Well, to begin with, the minimum wage in South Korea has risen at the start of 2023, while discussions are underway to bring more flexibility in the current 52-hour work week. For more, we have our business correspondent Lee Rae-hyun here with us in the studio. Great to have you, Lee Rae-hyun.
Good evening, Jung-min.
So let's dive straight in. How much is South Korea's minimum hourly wage this year?
Well, Jung-min, the minimum hourly wage this year has been set at 9,621. At the current exchange rate, it's approximately $7.50. That's up 5% or about 30 cents from last year. This is applied from the first day of 2023. People say it's now the era of the 2 million won salary, as converting this into a monthly payment, assuming someone works 209 hours a month, would come to around 2.01 million won, or $1,570. So this was decided back in June by the Minimum Wage Commission, considering the needs of small businesses hit hard by the pandemic. I went out to listen to what the public thinks about this new change in the minimum wage.
The minimum wage is now almost 10,000 won, and I think it's a little too much. Convenience stores are run by owners these days because they need to pay part-time workers 2 million won a month if they hire them.
Considering rising consumer prices, I think the recent minimum wage increase is not enough. Think about the salaries that young people get. I'm hoping for the wage to rise even more.
It's a double-edged sword. An increase in the minimum wage will eventually lead to a rise in consumer prices. But as a part-time worker myself, it's not too bad.
Right. What other changes are we going to see in the labor market then?
Well, Jung-min, the Yoon administration is set to increase flexibility in the 52-hour work week. The administration criticized the current measure, saying that it's unrealistic considering the various situations of different industries and the heavy workload during certain peak seasons. So earlier last month, the Future Labor Market Research Association advised that labor and management be allowed to manage overtime work hours on a monthly, quarterly, half-yearly, or even yearly basis in addition to the current weekly basis. Take a listen.
We advise this change to be made to increase work efficiency by expanding choices for both workers and management, while guaranteeing enough rest for workers as well.
The association also recommended a more flexible working hour system, which allows workers to freely set their work hours. I also asked people about their opinions on more flexibility in working hours.
The situation is different depending on the industry. So instead of carrying it out across the board, more time is needed for labor and management to find a compromise.
For large corporations, it's possible to have flexibility in working hours. But for small-sized companies, I think it's less efficient. It's impossible as there is always a heavy workload, which makes it difficult for employees to rest when they want to.
Rae-hyun, so where do we stand now in terms of measures to ease these concerns?
Right, as the Labor Ministry has decided to fully accept these recommendations, sophisticated law reform seems essential. Employment and Labor Minister Lee Jung-sik said that the proposals on the new working hours and wage systems will be legislated as soon as possible. But there's a rocky road ahead as a labor umbrella organization has opposed the new policy proposals. An expert says there should be additional measures to prevent overwork.
At least the government should set the maximum working days in a week. With flexible working hours, a worker might have to work even 7 days a week when there's too big a workload. To prevent this, there should be restrictions on the number of working days an employer can order an employee to work, like less than 5 days a week.
So controversy still remains about whether the new work system could be implemented appropriately. The government would have to consider additional measures for any possible excessive workload that may harm the health of workers.
Right, it's an important issue. Thank you for your great report today, Rae-hyun.
Thank you.